I have a story to tell you. So, a couple months ago, Joshua and I were walking to school, and he began to ask me questions, and what he said was, "Daddy, there are two Joshuas in the Bible." And I said, "What do you mean? There's only one." He's like, "Well, there's the one that I learned about, and then also there's me." I said, "Buddy, you're not in the Bible." He said, "Well, when I die, I will be in the Bible." And I said, "No, that's not quite how it works. When you get to heaven, you go to heaven, you don't end up in the Bible." And he said, "Well, when I get to heaven, I think I'll be standing there, and Miss Ginya will be singing over me and say, 'Look, Joshua, you're now in the Bible.'" And okay, so I correct people's theology a lot. I will tell you, the easiest thing is to correct an adult's theology. They just argue with you. Children just ask more and more questions. So I said, okay, go to school, and we'll talk about this later. But I thought, oh man, I'm in trouble. My son has bad theology. And I was reflecting on this, and God put on my heart Revelation 3:5. Jesus is speaking to the church, and it says, "The one who is victorious will, like them, be dressed in white, and I will never blot out the name of the person from the book of life, but will acknowledge the name before my Father and his angels." One of the most important things to me is that my kids know Jesus. And what I realized was that my son had seen Jesus in Miss Ginya. And I just think, man, I'm so appreciative of the time and energy she puts in and Andre puts in. So I was thinking, what can we do for Miss Ginya? And so I was thinking about this, and as I'm thinking about this, Cindy texts me and says, "Hey, we need to do something for Miss Ginya." And so we talked it over as a board, and just to say thank you, we as a church got a bunch of gift cards, and then some other people put some money in for Ginya and Andre. Would you guys be able to come up as a family? I can't tell you how much this family does, and I am so appreciative of you, and I just thank you so much for everything that you guys do. This is for you. Can we give them a round of applause? The time, the energy, man, you should see the crafts we do. It's like we're in the Hilton or something. Like we're in the Hilton of crafts, right? Like that's what it is. And the time and investment. There are times that Ginya calls me and she's like, "I have this idea," and I realize I now have to block out an hour of my schedule because it's going to be good and it's going to be intense. And I just appreciate you guys so much. So yes, thank you. Thank you. But wait, there is more. So again, thank you, parents. I know I am rambling on, but when I got here, what I noticed about our church is that we have a lot of teens that parents don't go to this church. And I think a lot of times, I had the privilege of teaching the youth group this past week, and just how amazing that youth group is, and I can feel the presence of God in that youth room. I cannot say enough about that. But the fact that most of these kids, their parents don't come here, but they come just to be a part of the youth group is pretty amazing. And let me just say about Chris and Steph, there's two things that I notice about them in the youth group. One is that they love these kids. They love these kids. And two, one time I was over at their house and they were asking me some difficult questions about teens and just all the problems that teens go on. And of course, I had all the answers for them, and I just gave it to them, and they took it. No, I didn't have the answers for them. But what I found was that they were wrestling for these teens. They were wrestling in prayer, and that's what you need with youth leaders. So we have one teen here, and that's Elena. So I am actually not going to ask Chris and Steph to come forward, but I am going to have Elena bring it to them. All the other youth group kids said that they would be here. They're not. But can we get a round of applause for Chris and Steph? Okay. Now, kids can be dismissed. Kingdom Kids and nursery and all that stuff. So thank you for hanging in with me for a little bit longer. Now, if you guys want to